Welcome my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated. Mary Jane, let's talk about Real Housewives of Potomac Season 3, Episode 14. Like, OMG, tonight the shade was real. When we talk about shade tonight, you know, Giselle, she threw so much shade it wasn't even funny, but Ashley threw all the shade tonight. Karen threw a little bit, but it was just real messy. Oh no, and then them laughing at Candace. Come on, why you laugh at Candace like that? Candace was like, you know, I'm a pageant winner. I've been on the news, you know, and everybody knows me and I'm kind of like in a public eye. And then, you know, sometimes I just forget about Chris. And when Giselle just started busting out laughing, then Monique started laughing. And then, you know, Robin tried to bend her face down a little bit, tried to hide herself from laughing. And then everybody just started laughing. Ashley was laughing. It was like, damn. Candace spoke at the wrong time, but maybe she feels that way about herself. And then Charisse calling her princess, so Charisse threw some shade tonight too as well. I was like, oh no. And when Ashley said that Karen is the definition of delusional, you'll see her picture right there in the dictionary, and with her wig limping to the side or lumped to the side. I was like, oh no, leave Karen alone. Oh my goodness. And then, you know, Giselle just going in about Karen's perfume line, really making it seem like it doesn't exist, that it is not real. Like, what are you talking about? And Karen did say in her confessionals that, you know, she doesn't know what she really want her fragrance to be. I didn't think she said name. It sounded like she said fragrance, her smell. So she hasn't even developed a fragrance for her perfume. And then there is no perfume. And then Ashley being the Miss Shady of it all, talking about that she talked to Matt, you know, Karen's assistant or helper, and he's actually saying that Karen lives in an apartment. Then Charisse being shady too. So Charisse was shady again. Charisse was like, you know, I talked to some friends or whatever, and they dropped Karen off at a townhouse, and that's Ray's old townhouse from back in his, you know, bachelor days. So like the word is out on the street that Karen is not living in Great Lakes, and she ain't in Potomac either. So where is she at? What apartment is she staying in? And it's a damn shame that if Karen, this is actually true, it's a damn shame that Karen can't be real and just be like, hey, listen, I don't got no money. It's gone. I have to live poor. I can't live like I have money. I can't do that because the IRS will come and get us, you know. So we had to, you know, live under our means, because you remember in like a couple of episodes ago, like the first few episodes, Karen pulled up in this brand new nice car to Monique's house. How is she riding a car like that unless it's a rental or whatever? And it's just like, damn, it's like, and it seems like Karen don't have one friend on the show if she actually can't be honest with any of these ladies and tell him her situation. Well, she did try to, I think she told Robin her situation, and Robin ended up telling all the girls when she called her drunk or whatever and was telling her about her business. So I'm just like, yo, it's just like crazy for Karen, because it really looks bad that she can't let it go. But if you had an image your whole life, you put up airs your whole life, and you perceive yourself to be this way, then that becomes you. And then once you can't be that anymore, you take that away, you lose it. Some people commit suicide, you know. So it's just like kind of crazy where, you know, they're pulling the rug from underneath Karen, and you know, Giselle is not going to be a friend in the world, because after Karen dissed her last episode, it seems like they ain't cool at all, point blank, period. I'm just like, whoa, boy. Damn, Karen. It's like, and I kind of feel bad for her because she can't live in her truth, and that's the worst thing ever, when you just can't be real, when you know that you're always hiding a secret, you're always putting on shows, you're always putting on airs, and you just can't be real, just to let it out, to release all that negative energy. So let's get on to the episode. We have Giselle. She's with her kids, she's with her mom, she's getting ready to go to France, and she let the kids know that she ain't with Sherman no more. The kids seem like, okay. And so, you know, Giselle's mom was like, I hope you take a breather. I hope you take a break this time. And, you know, Giselle just said, me and Sherman, we couldn't communicate. And it was just what it was. And the mom was like, well, you didn't mash well. You didn't mash well. It's all good. Take some time for yourself. And then we have Monique giving oil lessons to her brother of how to, you know, babysit the kids. They have different types of oils and their outfits. And she's very natural. And she talks about her son having sinuses and things like that. And she wouldn't give him antibiotics. I commend Monique for that. That is wonderful that she's taking the time out. You know, her husband is a provider at this time and point. But Monique is getting her feet in the door. And she's ready to become her her own millionaire, but it's so wonderful that, you know, she's taking the time out for her kids to make sure that they live the natural, healthy life. And that's what a lot of people do with money. They don't play around. But if you don't got money, you don't got money. But you know what? You take every little step. If you can't give extension oils, you do meditation with your kids, things like that. Read to them. Take them to the library. Take them to, you know, certain stores that sell essential oils that, you know, they have testers and things like that. So it's really good to see that, because in extension oils are very expensive. Very different. In little jars, some of them are like $70, some of them are like $40, and they don't last that long, especially if you're using them twice or 3 times a day and you're putting them in oil things. But it beats using medication for your kids, or doctor diagnose your kids having ADHD, behavioral problems, attention to all types of problems like that. So it's much better to use that than, you know, medication. So I commend her for that. But she also tells her brother that she hopes everything works out between her and Robin. She goes, Giselle never liked me and she's always been mean to me, but me and Robin, I feel like we can have something going on. I feel like Robin could forgive me. I feel like, you know, we can actually build something. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. It seems like Robin in the last 2 episodes has been a little bit quiet. Like she hasn't really been into the drama. But, you know, she got to get back in the drama because Giselle is going to grab her into the drama. And so we get, you know, Ashley, she's on the phone talking to, you know, Robin. They like kumbaya. They friends. They really made up. So was Monique on to something when she said that Ashley was really trying to get in Giselle's and, you know, Robin's face and be all kumbaya and friends with them and leave her on the back burner? So was, you know, Monique on to something, or was she not on to something? And so, you know, they're having a conversation. You know, they talking about... They're talking about Monique a little bit, but they also talk about, you know, the performance that Ashley did for her husband, the singing. And Robin was like, he did a wonderful, excellent job. I mean, your husband really appreciated it. Like, he really enjoyed it. You could see him smiling and all this other stuff. And Ashley was like, what are you talking about? He didn't even communicate me that that I did a good job. He didn't really say anything. He didn't say thank you. He said, I really couldn't hear you. So she's feeling like, damn, like my husband don't even appreciate me. So she hangs up with Robin, and she's just like, I don't know what's going on between me and my husband. It's just like, you know, he's not appreciating me. And if I would stop doing everything that I do between me and Michael, that, you know, our relationship will be over. So it seems like, you know, Ashley's letting us know that she's the one that's keeping the marriage together, and Michael's not really putting that much effort into it. Is he really still that seriously mad at her about the mother situation? Especially when he was doing his little porn and he was out there in them streets. So we'll see what happens with that situation. But it seems like Ashley's coming to the realization that, you know, she got to do everything to keep the marriage going, because, you know, it seems like he treats her like a child, like she's not really his equal as well. And it seems like he doesn't appreciate her to say, hey, you did a good job. Thank you for singing that song for me. But maybe he's just really angry because of, you know, the mom coming in and using them and getting money. But I thought they brought the house. They was only renting that house. You know, he's a multi-millionaire. That was like a drop in the bucket. That was like a quarter to him. But I guess he just doesn't want to feel like he's being played, or some other man is taking advantage of his kindness. So maybe he's that really upset with her. But like, damn, then why did you get back together with her? But I guess she was supposed to leave him. Then on top of that, you think Michael is acting all shady because she signed that 5-year prenup, and, you know, he can leave her at any time he wants to. I'm like, okay. So she's seeing things in Michael that I don't know if she ever saw it before, but she's letting us know on camera if it's actually true. She's not just doing this because, you know, Ashley's a great actor too as well. But she also said something crazy when she gets to France. She talks to her mom. She said her mom gives her, it's not crazy, but gives her mom, her mom is giving her unconditional love. And it seems like Michael love is with conditions. Like, she got to follow what he says and do what he says, either to get the money, get the paycheck, you know, get things from him. Like, she has to follow his rule. It's almost like he's her father and not her mate. And, you know, and if someone feels that way about you, where, you know, they're not unconditional to you and you married to them, and then on top of that, he don't even want to have a baby with you, he don't even want to produce, and you're a young woman, and, you know, he can waste your time where you have to be struggling to get pregnant later on. And why did he marry you not knowing that a young woman want to have kids? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, he knows that Ashley wanted to have kids and he don't want to give it to her because, you know, he's afraid that she's going to be just like her mother. I mean, he's a father. He got kids. He knows how to raise the kids. They have nannies. They have teachings. They have school. They have things like that to make Ashley an even better mom, you know? So it's like it's all types of excuses, and their love, his love is conditioned. And then she signed that prenup. I wonder if she's regretting signing that prenup. But her mom could be back in the picture because, you know, Ashley might be getting a divorce and she want to be on her daughter's good side so she can get some of that money. So it seems like Ashley's going to try to keep the line of communication open with her mom so, you know, she can have somebody to fall back on. So we'll see what happens with that situation. So all the ladies meet up at the airport, and the first ladies that are there are, you know, Candace and Karen and Monique. They're there. And then, you know, Giselle, she walks up, she says hello to Monique. She says hello to Candace, and she ignores the hell out of Karen because she still ain't happy with Karen, because the last time they had dinner, Karen was telling her all types of shit, telling her off. Karen was the shady last episode, but this episode, they just go in on Karen. And so, you know, they get on the plane. Monique upgrades to, you know, first class. She takes, you know, Charisse with her. All the ladies, especially Giselle, was like, this is shady. I thought we were supposed to be a team. I thought we were supposed to be together. I thought we were supposed to, you know, roll together as a team. But which we find out the reason why she did that, because it was a birthday and she wanted to, and she could do whatever she wanted to do. She invited you guys on an all-expensive-paid trip that either her husband or the TV station helped pay for. And then on top of that, she got you guys in a helicopter. She give you gifts, you know, gifts baskets for you guys. And then you get roses and flowers like that when you arrive to the hotel, and you riding, you know, you going out of the country. Giselle might have been the only one that been over there to France, but the rest of them has not been there. So why be jealous? Why be hateful? Why, you know, why not appreciate? Okay, she wanted to get in the first class, but I understand they wanted to do this as a team because Monique said that she want the ladies to see a different side of her. She want them to get to know the other Monique or whatever. But Monique needed to talk to Charisse about her life, about what's going on with her and her husband. Monique is having problems at home with her husband Chris, that he does not like the spotlight to be on Monique, and he's kind of, you know, taking all her attention, but he provided a wonderful life for her, and I guess he just wants, you know, for her to do it in return, you know, cater to him. You know, it's always going to be like that when someone has the majority of the finance and they're taking care of you and they're providing you with the luxuries of life that you couldn't afford yourself. They're going to want you to jump through hoops and jump through strings. They're going to want you to bend over backwards for them because they gave you something that you couldn't give yourself. And that's the same thing that's going on with Ashley. But now that he's married Monique, he got all these kids with Monique, he got to realize that she can't devote every minute and every second to him, but he feels like she should, and she should be able to. So she tells Charisse that situation. And we know Monique is pregnant, so she's going to be having another baby. And so that's how the conversation goes. So when you get to the hotel, there is a extra suite, a baby suite left. And, you know, Monique wants, you know, people to decide on the suite between Giselle and also between, you know, Robin, to see if they want it. So it actually goes to Giselle, and so she's in her suite, she's chilling. They all got baskets and stuff like that, so it's good. It's a good situation. They all have nice rooms and everything. Monique's suite looked nice. It was beautiful. The nice white rooms and white interior was really nice. It was nice. It had it going on. So then, you know, the ladies are getting ready to go eat or whatever. They thinking they're gonna go out and go party, but they end up gonna just stay at, you know, Monique's room and just sit in there. And they thought they were gonna go to dinner. And you got, you know, Giselle was like, you never know who you're gonna meet. You can meet somebody's grandson that's wealthy or whatever. So the helicopter ride was really nice. You know, Monique did an actually good job planning the trip or whatever. So then, you know, they're going to go to Monique's room and eat. And, you know, all the ladies look nice. But you got to say, you know, Giselle and, you know, Karen looked nice. Giselle looked really, really nice. And also Candace looked nice too as well. Monique looked nice. Her dress actually fit her. It made her look, you know, like she had a little bit more meat on her bones. And Karen did look nice too as well. Charisse looked terrible. Ashley looked terrible. And Robin, the shirt that Robin had on great with her complexions, but the jeans just threw it off. Her and Charisse had on jeans and just threw it off because of what the other ladies were wearing. So, you know, they're having drinks, they're taking pictures. So far, everybody's getting along, they're having a good time, and there's no problems going on, and everybody's like in their gift baskets and things like that. And, you know, Giselle, she got a suite, so she should be happy too as well. And so now, you know, Monique lets them know the agenda was going to be the plans for tomorrow, and they're going to go visit Ascension Oil Factory. The ladies are not too thrilled about that. Then a perfume factory, and Karen acts like she's excited, and it was like, And Monique said, especially for you, Karen, but we find out at the end that Karen really wants to go shopping. She don't give a shit about no perfume line. But how can Karen want to go shopping if she don't got no money and she's living in a regular apartment or whatever, and, you know, she's in dire straits? That's the way they making it seem. And Karen better do something about her assistant. Supposedly her assistant was in a club in Washington, D.C., spilling all of Karen's business. Like, well, it tells you that he don't like her that much, or he probably felt power that, you know, he was on Real Housewives of Potomac and people want to talk to him and ask him questions, and he just spilled the beans. Like, you don't do that to her. You know how Karen is, Matt. I don't know if we're going to see you next episode. Next season. So, moving on from that, you know, all the ladies are having a conversation, they're talking, and so that's when Giselle asks Karen about, you know, how is your makeup, how is your perfume line going? She was like, it's going well, it's okay. And she was like, so what stages are you in? She said, the same stages that you are with your business. And Giselle was like, what do you mean? Like, where did that come from? And she was going, oh, did I ask you about your partner? Are you my partner? And then Giselle was like, no, I'm not your partner. I would never be your partner. And that's when Karen goes, oh, my partner, like, you need to stop having too many partners. That's what you need to do. That's the word. Like, Karen was just like, okay, insinuating that she sleeps around. So Karen is like dead up wrong for that. And she just asks her a question that Robin jumps in, because Robin got to piggyback off of, you know, Giselle, because she's coming at Karen. She's like, so where's it at? When are you gonna have a release date? When are you gonna have an opening date? What's the fragrance? Like, asking her just questions like, what's going on? So it's, you know, just piggybacking off of Van. Karen's like, I'm gonna be releasing it soon, don't worry about it. There will be a grand opening, there will be this, there will be that. And so then that's when, you know, Ashley gets up and she talks to Charisse. She tells Charisse about the story about Matt, him talking about Karen lives in an apartment. That's when Charisse talks about, oh yeah, I heard that she got dropped off at a townhouse. At a townhouse, like a townhouse. And so they get back and they sit down. Ashley sits down. She's both. She was like, Karen, so tell us the truth. Are you still living at Great Lakes? Because word on the street, and what I just heard from Charisse was like, well, this is people doing a lot of talking. Charisse was like, damn, Ashley just threw me under the bus. But they wanted to talk about it anyway. And they probably, you know, said, hey, we're going to talk about it. So then Charisse was like, yeah, that you got dropped off at a townhouse, in this old townhouse that your husband used to own. And that's when Karen starts to say the townhouse is connected to Great Lakes. So, like, so how is it connected to Great Lakes when people know, okay, the townhouse is connected to Great Lakes, so then she's at that estate? But then you have Charisse saying that the townhouse that Ray has is in a whole different part of the city. So what's going on with that situation? Like, Karen can't tell the truth if her life depended on it, but I wouldn't tell the truth to these ladies anyway, because they don't care, because they're going to bask at my destruction, bask in my downfall. But you know what? You should be able to tell your truth and leave it as that. If Karen wasn't so worried about her image and so worried about what she had and what people think, then she can live in her truth and tell and let these ladies have it and wouldn't be backed up in the corner. But now she's backed up in the corner and she got to continue to lie to make herself just look like she's not truthful and she's not real. But these ain't her friends, so why would she be? So she's keeping it up with her lying. But Ashley didn't say anything about what Matt said, and because, you know, Ashley was like, oh, do you trust Matt or whatever? So it's just like, okay, Ashley, you moving too fast, you're going too far, you're like going in on her. And so Ashley was like, we like her even though she's all delusional and everything. So I'm just like, damn, it's going down. And so it was also funny when, you know, Ashley was like, you know, Karen found Matt off of Craigslist. She said Karen found Matt off of Craigslist. I was like, it makes sense. So Karen's just like, I still live at Great Lakes and my son is living in the townhouse. You know, he's moving back and forth or whatever. He's doing his thing, trying to save some coin and some money. That's when Sharice said that you see that when, you know, Karen moved from her other estate, her other mansion, she didn't take none of the furniture with her, because usually when you move, you take your furniture with you, right? So she was saying her new house that she has in Great Lakes is staged. All the furniture is staged, and Sharice might know something. And and so then Karen goes, I could fit all you guys house into my house, except for Sharice and I think, you know, Giselle and Monique. But basically she was saying she could fit all the houses into her house. I was just like, okay. And so then that's when Monique jumps in, was like, come on, like, you can never do nothing right in this group. Everybody's always picking you out, picking something. And so that's when the conversation changed to Monique. And that's when Giselle was like, because you ain't a part of the group, because you upgraded to first class. That's when Sharice jumped in, because Sharice was part of that first class. She was like, she needed to talk to me. It was her birthday. She can do that if she wants to. Monique was like, you know, I wanted to treat myself. I wanted to do that. I wanted to go to upgrade. She was, so, you know, Giselle was like, that's fine, but, you know, you're supposed to be a part of the group. And then Monique is throwing her shot. She was like, yo, listen, I could do that if I want to. It's my birthday. I could do what I want to do if I want to go to. But then I think Giselle was like, well, then who paid for, you know, Sharice's first class? Like, Sharice can't afford to pay her own first class. I was like, oh no. So there we go. And it was also kind of shady when they was getting onto the helicopter. Monique was like, have you ever been to, I think she said it to Robin, have you ever been to France? She was like, have you ever been on a helicopter? She was like, no. And I think that was a little bit shade right there. It's just trying to say that Robin has not been traveling much. She hasn't been on, like, you know, helicopters, planes, and jets and this and that. So I don't know. And so then that's when, you know, Giselle was like, well, you're supposed to be a part of the group. So then, you know, Monique gets into her story talking about her husband, Chris. I don't know if that's a good idea, telling all these ladies your business and how it feels. But it also seems like, you know, Giselle gave Robin good advice, saying that, you know, your husband, him always wanting to be put number one is not going to change. You know, so you're going to have to learn how to deal with that. And so then that's when Monique, she starts crying. She's talking about that Chris wants her to put him first all the time. Like, you know, he doesn't really want her to branch out and do the things that she is doing. I don't know, but is he afraid? But he's afraid. And so then that's when Candace jumped in about her pageant, her being a star, and everybody just laughed and they leave the building. I was like, oh no. So then downstairs talking, getting ready to go to, you know, their little trip they were supposed to be going to. Robin's taking too long because Robin and Giselle looked like they was going to ditch them. And then that's when we go back and forth where they're talking about, Karen talks about she wanted to go shopping. Giselle was like, don't you want to worry about perfume and this and that? And then, you know, like, she's really throwing it in at Karen. She's not letting Karen get away because Karen cussed her out last episode. So, and then they're going back and forth or whatever. And so then that's when, you know, Giselle was talking to Sharice and was just like, hey, listen, I don't know why Karen don't want to go to the perfume factory. I bet she don't got no perfume. I bet she ain't revealing or releasing anything. She's a liar. Karen comes around the corner and was like, but you talking about me, huh? You need to stop that. You know, that's not right, and all this other stuff. And so then that's when Giselle throws in, that's why your husband wants, you know, Erica something, whoever is, you know, Giselle's business partner, Erica Laus or whatever, wants her, and he was all over her and chasing her down at the party. He don't want you. And that's when Karen was like, well, he's married, I'm married, she's married, you ain't married, and you ain't got a man. Find a man first. And so that's when Giselle was like, well, if Karen would give him a chance, he'll leave you by the dirt side. I was like, oh no. So they're going back and forth at the situation. So it's just like, And it seems like they're gonna get, you know, Monique because of her hanging around, you know, Kendall. Peace. I'm out. One love.